True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Welcome back to day 17 of 100 Stoic School. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. Today, I'll be reading, it's a bit different, I'll be reading some of my favorite quotes and passages from Seneca. Seneca was a famous Stoic. He was also a very famous writer of his time. He wrote tragedies and plays and advice. And also he was the tutor to Emperor Nero. Seneca has been remembered throughout history for being productive, for being a great mentor on productivity and procrastination, a great mentor on desire and greed. So by listening to his words, hopefully you will stop wasting time, you'll be more productive, you start to appreciate and be grateful for the life you'll have, and stop wanting all these ridiculous things and feeling that lack of, feeling that sadness and emptiness from not having all these cool things like a Bugatti or a Lamborghini. It's not bad to have these things, but it's bad to have that feeling where you feel less of a person, you feel less respectable because you don't have these things. Sometimes to live is an act of courage. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Life is long if you know how to use it. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. He who indulges in empty fears earns himself real fears. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which depends upon the morrow and wastes today. We should always allow some time to elapse, for time discloses the truth. All cruelty springs from weakness. Two elements must therefore be rooted out once for all: the fear of future suffering and the recollection of past suffering, since the latter no longer concerns me and the former concerns me not yet. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favourable. It does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. We should not, like sheep, follow the herd of creatures in front of us, making our way where others go, not where we ought to go. How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. So the idea is, if you keep listening to the words of Seneca, you keep his thoughts in your mind. This was a very rare and unique man, a great man, remembered for thousands of years. His writings and literature have survived thousands of years. And men and women, thousands of years later, millions of men and women, thousands of years later, find solace, tranquility, peace. They find guidance in his words. These aren't just random self-help words. These are the words of someone that studied philosophy their whole life. They gave their life to being a great writer, to giving great advice. They lived a stressful and unique life. So the idea is, if you can listen to these, or if you read these on repeat, you write down your favorites and you think on them and meditate on them for a while, these ideas of Seneca, these principles will start to soak into your character. You will start to become a Stoic. They'll start to become second nature to you. So what is currently an abstract quote that doesn't make too much sense, when you keep repeating it and adapting it to your life, starts to become second nature, starts to become your character, and your life will change. So let them soak into you. Don't have any resistance. Just allow them to flow in and flow in and flow in. And soon you'll become a Stoic. You know, Seneca was a very interesting man, very great writer. He has lots of surviving work that you can read. Letters from a Stoic is something I recommend. So if you want to read some Seneca, I recommend Letters from a Stoic. Very great advice, incredible. His writing style is unrivaled, and his life advice is so precise, so developed, and so helpful. So I hope it helps you. And that is it for day 17 of 100 Stoic School with myself, William Mulligan, author of The Everyday Stoic, which, like I say, is available online, all good bookstores. And if you're listening to these videos, maybe you're not a person that reads books, and you're like, I want to read your book, William, but I've never read a book before. I did the audiobook in English. So the American version and the English version is available from my voice. I went to a studio with Penguin. I read out, and they helped me make sure I was getting everything right, getting the intonation, the emphasis, everything perfect, spot on. I've never read anything so perfect. I was very happy with my work, but I did have a good team, a great team behind me of experts, making sure I was saying everything as it needed to be said. Because the way I wrote it, you know, when you read it out aloud, doesn't quite fit with the way I normally speak. It's a strange thing. I speak different on these videos than I write. And I found that out when I was trying to read the audiobook. So I had to adapt these things, change these things, so it came across way more natural. So it's like listening to me for 4 hours, but it's my life work. It's my decade of Stoicism, how it changed my life and how you can adapt it to your life to change. So it is available, link in the description. So thank you for listening. I hope you're learning a lot. If you've been here since day one, let me know. I've compiled this all into a playlist. So I'll cut straight to the point. If you really want to show how grateful you are to me, share Stoic School with a friend, loved one, family member. If you want to think about, you look at my book, these circles here, if you see my last few episodes on the circles of hierarchies, circles of concern, it's on my book. If you want to start to bring the concern, so at the moment, you're concerned with yourself, that little circle, you're helping yourself with these Stoic practices, listening to Stoic School. Then the next circle, your close family. Maybe you want to share Stoic School with your close family, a loved one, a son, a brother, a sister, a mother, father. And then maybe a bit further out, grandparents, aunties, close relatives. And then further, a colleague, that kind of thing, someone at work. And then you can even go further, a complete stranger. But the point is, that's what I'm working on the most, is these circles of concern. I think it's the most important Stoic tenet, Stoic principle that I've been maybe not given enough attention in my life. So right now I'm trying to see everyone, and it's a difficult practice, as much as I love the most loved people in my life. Even people I hate, or I don't hate people, but people like done me wrong or I shouldn't like. I'm trying to love them as if they were a loved one in my life. And what would I do with a loved one? If they're struggling, I would give them guidance. I'd show them Stoicism. I'd teach them Stoicism. So you can do that with your loved ones, and try to expand these circles over time. Let me know if you've introduced anyone to Stoic School, and have a wonderful day. Oh yeah, and if you don't want to share it with someone, just give me a like, give me a follow, give me a rating on Apple and Spotify, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.